time. Lots of busy stuff going on in my personal life, but I wanted to get on and just kind of talk about some of the studio updates that I've had going on. I completely switched up everything I had going on in my studio, bought some new pieces of gear. I'm really excited about some of the stuff that I got. Yeah, so I was just going to show you what I got. All right, so got a bunch of amps. I think the last time I posted a video, I just bought that DT25 right there. So since then, I bought that Blues Junior. I bought this Line 6 right here, which this has almost no serviceable value to me at this point, but it was the very first amp setup that I ever purchased back when I was young. I mean, the first one that I bought myself. My mom bought me like a PV Scorpion 212, something like that when I was, I think I was like 15, something in that area. So the first amp that I ever like spent my own money on, I bought this half stack. I think I was 22 at the time. Bought this half stack and a red Fender Strat, American made. Sick setup. I was super stoked. And actually, Mars Music, if any of you guys are old enough like me to remember Mars Music, those guys were who sold it to me. And it was, I was sitting there testing it out with the guitar and everything that I walked out with that day. And a couple of dudes were in there and they basically invited me to come and record at their studio, after listening to me. And I was flattered and I was like, heck yeah, I'd never done anything like that before, but I was really stoked. So ended up buying that, from a buddy just recently. And it's cool to have it back. Like, I don't know if anybody else is like me, but I have this weird nostalgia about all my gear. I wish I had never sold anything that I've ever purchased. So, I bought a second Bogner Alchemist because I just love them. People hate on these things, but I don't know why. They're a great amp. So I'm twinning it. Basically, left and right through my pod go is how I prefer to jam on this thing. I don't really use the onboard effects. I could, but I'm not really doing any of that stuff. Then I've bought, gosh, I can't remember if I had my Vox, but I probably had that Vox, I think, the last time. And then I bought this Deluxe, this Blues Deluxe right here. Great amp. I just traded that for a guy. I had a Power Cab Plus that I wasn't really using. He wanted one. I think he needed two. Anyway, just traded him straight across for it. Great deal. Love this amp. Sounds awesome. I got some racks in here, as you can kind of see. Some rolling racks to throw my stuff on. And then I've started buying up these little, well, that's just for a mic, like at a desk that I'm utilizing for this 179 ribbon mic. But I started buying up these little clips on Amazon, and you can get these, you know, little attachments. Let me try and get that to focus a little bit. Yeah, there we go. You get these little amp clips and then like an extension arm that I can put on there, so you can see, and then I can move the mic anywhere I want. You kind of see the speaker cone in there. So I'll probably end up moving that one. I haven't actually mic'd that one up. Same thing on my Vox. And then I bought a Bugera or Bugera. I don't know how you say it. But Bugera 333XL. Interesting. It's like a one-trick pony for me. I'm not really sure I'm going to keep it, but it does have a thing that it does. And then I bought an extension cab with with 212s, greenbacks in it. One of them's the Vox greenback and one of them's the Celestion greenback. Lastly, I bought this orange amp from a buddy of mine for really cheap. He wasn't using it. He didn't love it. He actually came over and played on my Vox, loved my Vox so much that he ended up going home and buying a Vox and selling that one to me. Love that orange amp. It does a thing. So, and then I have, that's basically this room. But then in the studio, I changed everything up in the studio to make things a little bit more functional. So before, my computer and everything was just right over here against this wall. And I didn't really love that. It felt like my computer was kind of in the way of traffic as it came in. The space in the room was really utilized weird because over in this corner, I had a couple of big old PA speakers, which I've moved out. I put the monitors underneath my keyboard so I can still utilize that for playback if I want to. And then I moved everything over here against this wall so that I've got a little bit more floor space in here. So anyway, really happy about the sound, really happy about the function of the room. Feels like everything is more accessible and everything. I've got all of my snakes kind of routed under here, so I can just grab a couple of my 10-foot mic cables that I bought right here. I got a whole pack of them, and then I can just plug one in, route through my audio interfaces, whichever one I'm going to go through, and away we go. I've still got my spider valve over here in the corner, which I utilize when me and my buddies are jamming. It's a great little practice amp. It's got some good sounds out of it for what we do. And then, yeah, so that's kind of my new amp setup that I've got going on. Everything kind of routes through my my connector. What's it called? My SD16. It's my digital snake from Behringer. And you know, in the amp room, in the live sound room, really happy with the way things are set up now. Got a bunch of amp choices. So I almost got one of my original amps back the other day. I bought it used from Guitar Center, had it shipped across the country. When it got here, it was just totally damaged. Super big letdown on that. Hopefully at some point I end up with another one. Can't find any of them online anywhere, but it's a Igniter Armageddon head. Foolishly, I sold that head and a Avatar cab with a G12H anniversary and a greenback. It was a great sounding cab, and also a flex tone cab, G Flex. Is that what it's called? I think it was called the G Flex cab. It was a 212 with some Eminence speakers in it that I bought from a guy who was selling the oh man, it was called the Diablo. What was the brand? They made an amp called the Black Pearl. Can't remember right this second. But anyways, it was a cool sounding amp. Did a lot of cool, you know, high gain stuff. Got rid of that head to buy that Igniter Armageddon. And then, you know, sometimes I just get bored with things. I don't know if everybody's like that, but I get bored with things. I don't really utilize it too much. And so I think I want to get rid of this. And as soon as I sell it, I'm like, man, why'd I do that? You know? And so I used the money to from all of that stuff and to buy a couple other pieces of gear. One of them was that power cab from line 6 that I just didn't really utilize as much as I thought I was going to, but I was really interested in trying it, and I had never had one of those FRFRs before, so I was just interested in what it was going to do for me. Kind of decided at that time it wasn't really my thing. I could see why people like them, but I just like real tube amps. I think real amps are cool, man. I really dig them. I have a lot of fun tweaking them. I have a lot of fun like driving them with different kinds of pedals and, you know, multi-effects units and stuff like that. I feel like it's very versatile now to be able to do all of those kinds of things. So anyway, this year's kind of been amp building, amp buying, I should say. Next year, I am hoping that things will work out for me to be able to start buying a bunch of outboard gear. I am eyeballing a bunch of stuff right now, and I have tried out a few brands of things, and I think I'm going to go towards one brand in particular. But we'll just see how that goes. I'll showcase some of it in another video, but yeah, that's what we got going.